they were saying anything to you, but it hurt the Nelson motor pretty bad up in Ohio the last race. Went to 2 systems instead of the 36 jet, and we had tune-ups for that. We used to run it before, and it leaned out, tore it up pretty good. And looking at the data, there's some weird stuff going on. Like it said, module 1, low voltage, but there was good voltage on the battery, So I checked everything out. I mean, checked all the grounds, checked everything. Everything seemed to be fine. We took that out. I had this as a spare, and it's a little bit different setup. More of a torquey motor, not as high as RPM. A little bit smaller camshaft, but head breathes more. It's got a 12-degree head versus a 14.5-degree head, so it wants a little bit more fuel. Like when I first brought it up on the brake, we got it running, it wanted to lean out, so I added like 30% of fuel to get it to calm down. It was quite a bit different from the other motor. And then, we took the track, in the burnout, it was leaning out. I only added like 5% there, but it needed more, and then we just made like a 200-foot hit and a 300-foot hit, and seemed to be fine. But I just want you to look at this other data, a couple of the logs from when it got hurt with the Nelson motor, and see if you see something that I didn't see,
Okay.
Take a look.
And then this one, obviously, different motor and everything. We're going to have to start motor runs, work our way up through.
Well, like I said, we tested it. We already took it to the track, and I mean, it seems pretty decent, but, I want you guys to do your thing,
Yeah.
I mean, I want it right. But we're going to start off with a 36 jet, but we want to do a 44 with a progressive.
Okay.
That's what we want to finish with. So.
Okay, and it's only one system, right?
Yeah, one system.
Okay. And it has a 36 in it right now?
It does.
Okay.
Yep. It's seems a little cold-hearted. Once it gets warmed up, it idles like 1,700 RPM. It's fine. But at first, it's a little cold-hearted. This thing has a Liberty in it. We're using it as a 3-speed right now because we don't want to add the extra 75 pounds for a 5-speed. It's just not worth it. We only pick up like maybe 200s at best, so it's just not worth it.
The grid's not hooked to anything, right? It's just there?
What's it? Yeah, that's just there for looks.
Okay. Does it have a lockup?
It does.
Okay.
I'll show you the tune-up and everything if you want.
Let me go grab my computer and stuff, and then we will go through our normal all systems check that we do on everything, just to make sure everything works, clicks, does what it wants, and then check timing and stuff. And then while it's cooling down, we can look at those logs.
Okay.
And then,
Yeah. This one, for a spare, so.
So this is the spare.
Yeah, this is a spare. I was actually, we were going to put it in something else, but, I don't know.
1,500. What happened to the other motor?
I put 2 systems on it, and we had 3 systems on that thing, never had a problem. Third pass, it just totally took a shit on number 2 cylinder, and I mean, it hurt the sleeve and everything. I patched it up to get through to the race. They only made 3 more passes and then it was done. The sleeve was actually moving when the piston went up and down.
Really?
Yeah. So
something hurt on the block then?
yeah,
okay.
yeah. So it was
weird.
and the only difference between using the multi-systems, like we had before, was the fuel. So before we were running C23, we went to Q, and that's the only thing I can think of.
Usually Q likes more volume.
Right.
The AFR may not change much, but the volume to achieve the AFR is different. Right. That's the only thing that it does. So like
So maybe if you get a chance, take a look at that
Okay,
data.
I'll see what happened.
what
Okay, see if
happened.
you can see something.
Yeah,
Okay, for
you
sure,
know,
for sure.
The only
for
thing
sure.
we did notice that there was low voltage on module 1, you know, which, you know, we've checked everything since
Okay.
that.
It actually
and-
showed 10 volts on the power supply to the FD spark though, like the battery
Okay.
yeah.
low.
Yeah, but like that wouldn't cause that, you know, like you.
I don't know what the minimum threshold for that error to pop up is for voltage value.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but like it's not gonna cause a problem, you know.
Yeah.
Like you may do a misfire or something. Like,
Oh yeah, no, that's not going to cause the
yes,
motor.
yeah.
I'm just saying
But
that
we
that
found,
sense
you know,
in
we
that.
had a battery charger problem.
Okay,
so we
also
put a
the
new-
battery, okay.
I think that's what it was. And we were thinking the battery was getting charged all the way, and I don't think it was.
Okay.
And then, you know,
Okay.
it's still only like 11, what was it, 11.9 on the module, but it's not showing low voltage on the module now.
Okay.
You know, but you know, everything else seems to run. We actually took it to the track. We made a 200-foot hit
Okay.
and a 330, and everything seemed to be fine. You know, I had more fuel in it than I needed to. It was taking more time and out than I needed to. I just wanted to be safe.
Is it mechanical fuel pump or electric?
It's mechanical driven off the can.
There's no,
There's a primer.
is there a primer?
Yeah, just where it says fuel, you're gonna have to prime it. Fuel pressure off.
60 pounds?
Yep. We let it, you know, once it gets running, we let it run for a little while, you know, then shut it off, make sure it's primed up enough. We had a fitting that was just a little loose,
Okay.
and no matter how much we tried to prime it, that thing was not, I mean, it was just,
Really?
yeah, it wouldn't stay running, you know? And then all we found was one little fitting, just a hair loose, and it was sucking just a little bit of air, you know? That was the first time that happened to us. But this Musi was set up as a single carb.
Okay.
You know,
This
36
intake is the same from the other.
It is. I had, you know, and these are 12-degree heads. The other motor was 14.5 degrees. I had to put 100,000 gaskets on here to make up the difference, but then everything lines up good.
We're on Q right now, or are we on C25 right now?
Q. Do we have enough? Did you put it in?
Yeah, I just check it.
It's good?
It's like Q, yeah.
Let's show you where we normally put it. I'll let Kyle do that.
And you guys like to run 34 degrees base timing? You like to do your math off of 34?
Yeah, that's what, you know, I talked to Musi about it, and he said that's where you want to start with this thing.
Okay.
You know, so, and then we were taking out, I don't know if you looked at the data, I was taking out like 13 degrees, which was, you know, a little much on the Nelson motor. We were only taking out 10, you know, so, you know, but I wanted to start.
Yeah, the first kit is also power management as well.
Yeah.
It's not like you need to take the 13 or the 10, and just that's why Cameron asked that.
Right.
People, engine builders, tuners, they have a different point. Like a nitrous motor don't run NA, right? So you only run NA to do the burnout and stuff like that. So when you leave the line, some people are used to remember a number that they do in different cars, right? So if you're used to 34, you're gonna be taking more timing out.
Right.
But like for example, myself, I do like even numbers just to make it easier. Like I usually do 30 as the base.
Gotcha.
It's not that the motor don't like more.
Right.
Right? Usually big motors, they like 36, 38, 40.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But I never run in it.
Right.
Right?
So
instead of doing like 40 and I take 15 out, right? I do 30, I take 5 out. In the end, it's the same. I'm running 25 on the first system.
Right.
So in the end, it's just like a reference number to know where and how, and more likely, if you ask Musi, that's what he's used to do it. So he's used to have 34 as a base and take 14 out, so he runs 20. Right? So the first kit runs 20. You can start at 30, you can start at 34, you can start at 40.
Right. It doesn't really matter.
It's just like how you play that game, right? So, but it's important for us to be aligned with you.
Right.
So when you go to the track, the numbers are the same.
Exactly.
You know, because otherwise you may be, I need to take 14, but now your base 30 takes too much and the car's too slow.
Well,
you know,
one thing
something
I
like
did
that.
notice, you know, because these have 12 degrees versus the 14.5 degree. And, you know, when I brought it up on the brake, it was leaning out. I actually had to add 30% of fuel to make up the difference, so it wouldn't, you know, go lean.
Okay.
And
So
then
it seems
also
to be more powerful.
yeah,
than
and then also in the burnout, it did, you know, it was leaning out in the burnout. So yeah, so it's definitely a different animal, you know. So
okay.
I wanted to make sure.
No, and it does happen, you know, like because like sometimes we think that the motor is better, and in the end it's not, you know, because like sometimes, like as engines progress on the engine builder, progress means that there was a change, not necessarily a good change. Right. You just change. Sometimes figure out, not too long ago, people were giving a lot of compression in.
Right.
At some point, they figure out, that's actually not the right way. And
we need more compression.
Yeah, they start moving away again, So like it goes with whatever people are doing lately and stuff like that. So. Okay. Good deal.
So just to like ask again, because I know that on your Nelson motor, I don't know if we did 34 or not. 34 is the number you like?
We were 35 with that.
Okay. That's just
what number do you like?
34.
34. Okay. And then we take 14 on the first. Yeah. And then it goes to 20.
Well, we only made a motor pass. We only made a motor hit. We haven't made a nitrous hit yet.
Coolest things about nitrous cars, though. Just watching them at night is like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, that was the best part about the '69 with the bullhorns. I mean, we'd shoot flames like out here. The thing was awesome. Comparison, the Musi motor staying up there holding horsepower down. I think it's pretty easy.
Without having an archive of data on that engine with those probes and all that. That's how any limited class works.
What's that?
That's how any limited class works.
Right. So, I'm just, with what you set up for a tune-up in there, like the 10 degrees, I would have it maybe 7. And then as far as the motor plot,
I mean, this is something to where like you can either try it as like a base and see it. I did basically what made the most linear looking power curve here.
Gotcha.
It doesn't mean it's like as fast as it can go.
Right.
So kind of gotta like see what it does,
and
then mess with it.
That's what I did before, and it just took a little tweaking, I mean, I could have stayed with the motor plot, but I ended up going that direction.
You do whatever you're comfortable with. I just use the tools that I could use to do that.
Right.
And then once you kind of see, because you may just need like, I might have to move the weight around or something. I don't know if this engine's heavier than the other one, or
right,
whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. All right, cool. I'll probably, email you or something, send you a run.
Yeah. So actually,
on Thursday.
This Friday, tomorrow I'll be here, but this Friday, all the way through next week, I'm gonna be on vacation.
Oh, that sucks. How about Lewis? Is he gonna be around?
Lewis should be around.
Yeah. Just gotta make sure he answers the phone or my email or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll send you a log tomorrow after our first one, and then see where we're at. And then maybe we can do a couple adjustments.
Sure.
See what you think.